Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Comic Book Nerd. And wow, what a freaking way to end Maul Shadow Lord. First of all, happy Star Wars Day to all who celebrate out there. Of course, today is May the 4th, and there's been some rumors that we might be getting an Ahsoka trailer. We will have to wait and see on that one. We will also, of course, do a breakdown of that if we are getting an Ahsoka trailer, but I highly doubt it. So we're midway through the day at this point, and still nothing left. However, with that being said, Maul Shadow Lord episode 9 and 10 did not deliver, or did in fact deliver, and I cannot wait to talk about it. But first, if you are new to the channel, you already know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, turn that bell on, as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. And without further ado, let us hop into this Maul Shadow Lord recap slash breakdown slash analysis slash review. A lot of slashes today, but hey, it is what it is. Star Wars Maul absolutely peak. So episode number 9, of course, kind of picks up right where episode number 8 left off. Maul gets a call from, of course, Boss, I believe, is the Emperor's name. We actually get him back. He was kind of voiced in the Clone Wars, and now he's back in this show as well. I really enjoyed these final two episodes here. It was really fast-paced. Of course, it was kind of just like, hey, action, right? That's what Star Wars fans want. It's really hard to mess Star Wars up. Disney somehow did it with episode number 9. They have not been back on the big screen since, and they are with, of course, Mandalorian and Grogu, which we'll preview in the next couple of weeks. However, this show just kind of upped Star Wars a little bit, right? Dave Filoni knows how to do Star Wars, and he did it right. So episode number 9 kind of kicks off Maul getting that call saying, hey, we have a ship for you, but you have to, of course, kill Darth Sidious, and you have to kill Vader and all of that stuff. Of course, at the end of episode 10, Maul will say that he will hold up his end of the bargain, which we'll talk about here in a little bit as well, so stay tuned. However, episode number 9, the group is kind of trying to escape the Empire, stuff like that's happening. It's a very short episode, a little bit compared to what we've been getting, but the main point of episode 9 is, of course, Devin, her fight with the Inquisitors, Maul, their fight with the Inquisitors, and of course Daki, right? Daki was a main emphasis point in episode number 9, where of course you got him saying stuff like, hey, we need to be patient, we don't need to kind of rush things and take that, but of course Maul is completely different from that, and Daki just, of course, is gonna do what he wants to do pretty much. He's a Jedi. So again, episode number 9, kind of just the team escaping and trying to get to said ship point where they're going to meet Voss. However, at the end, of course, is the big one. Darth Vader does appear, and Darth Vader doesn't say a single fucking word. He does not say any type of word in episode 10 or episode number 9, but he is just there, and him just being there, ultimately for me, is what gives this show absolute peak Star Wars vibes, right? Of course, that is how you do Star Wars. All Star Wars fans want, I've been saying it from the get-go, is some good lightsaber fights, some good character story building, and that is ultimately what we got in episode 9 and 10. Number 10 kind of just picks that up where we see Daki and Devin and Maul kind of all fighting Vader and the Inquisitors for a little bit. We then kind of cut back and forth between the group with Lawson and with Riley and with Two Boots. They are doing their own thing. They're trying to escape and just kind of get to the jump point, while Maul and the lightsaber crew with Devin and Daki are trying to fight Vader. And ultimately, dude, that fight with Vader, I loved every second of it. I don't think I picked up my phone one freaking time when I was watching this, right? Typically, I'll check some updates and stuff like that and what's happening, but we got an entire episode dedicated to Vader and Darth Maul going at it, and that is what I wanted. That's what I wanted from the get-go. We called it, guys. We knew this was probably going to happen, was Vader versus Maul at the end, of course, kind of continuing Maul's story. I just talked about it in my review and what we already know from the Clone Wars. He's going to go into this show. Now, in Season 2, it ends with Devin basically stating, hey, once Daki died, and yes, Daki and Lawson's dad did did die, Riley's dad did die. Lawson, he died at the end of the show. Once those two guys kind of died, I think Maul is actually going to take both of them. I don't think he's just going to take Devin. I think he's going to take Riley as well. I think he can use Riley and Devin to kind of go back and forth at each other and make each other better. And ultimately, I think that's kind of what's going to happen in season 2. Now, after season 2, in season 3, I do believe we are going to get a season 3, and I ultimately think we will have another rematch with Devin and Vader. I don't think Vader's going to appear in season 2. I really don't. Maybe he'll appear in some flashbacks once kind of we get back to the whole, hey, what was happening type of deal with Vader and Maul's backstory, stuff like that. But I don't think Vader's really going to appear in season 2, as season 2 is probably going to be about Maul training Devin and Riley to go up against the Inquisitors and to go up against Vader. And ultimately, that is what Von Moss wanted when he was talking to Maul in episode number 9, right? He was like, hey, I've got a way you can get off Yannex. I've got a way to do that, but you are going to have to do something for me, and you are going to have to kill Darth Vader and Darth Sidious. So, again, those two things, I think, are kind of what's going to be the main focus in season 2. Maul training Devin for her battle against Vader. Devin now wants to kill Vader, and now she's kind of starting to realize, hey, maybe the Empire is bad, and maybe Maul is actually a good guy, quote unquote. He's kind of an anti-hero, just like Venom is, but again, maybe he is kind of the good guy here, and maybe he can help me defeat Vader and stuff like that. So again, that's kind of the whole premise of episode 10. Episode number 9 was just the group trying to escape. I just wanted to hop on, talk about Maul's finale. We're not going to do kind of a full breakdown of each episode because, again, what we all wanted was to see Vader, and ultimately we got what we wanted. Dave Filoni absolutely delivered on this season in Maul Shadow Lord Season 1. I expect him to absolutely deliver in Season 2 as well. Maybe upping the stakes just a little bit. Maybe Riley dies somehow during training and stuff like that, and then Devin kind of turns on Maul and goes and kills Vader herself. I don't know. I'm just kind of theorizing out loud here, but I do think that is a possibility. So we will have to wait and see. But these 2 episodes of Maul just kind of showed that Star Wars is back, and ultimately I am here for it. Also, if you guys do not notice, I'm seeing a lot of people talk about Devin's kind of voice change there whenever she says that I'm ready, just kind of hinting at how she's going to be teaming up with Maul, stuff like that. I do want to point that out there just because that's kind of a breakdown / recap of the video. But hey, episode 10 absolutely delivered. The fight with Vader, Maul, and Devin and Daki was insane. Cannot wait to see more of that in season 2, season 3, however many seasons that we get of this show. Probably going to be season 2, just kind of getting Devin ready for her fight against Vader. Devin and Maul kind of teaming up against Sidious, stuff like that. Ultimately, I cannot wait for it, and they absolutely delivered. This is peak Star Wars again. All Star Wars fans wanted is some lightsaber battles, Vader to show up to kind of connect everything, and we ultimately got what we wanted. Dave Filoni fucking delivering on that promise. However, you guys, let me know your thoughts on episode 9 and episode 10 in the comments down below. Truly, one of the best animated shows I have watched in a long time. I have enjoyed this show from week to week. Happy Star Wars Day to all who celebrate out there. It kind of is wrapping up the show here, but hey, we are going into The Mandalorian and Grogu with Star Wars. We're also going into them getting more TV shows and more movies back on the big screen. So things might be looking up for Star Wars. I know The Mandalorian and Grogu does not look to be as good as the show does. Still going to go watch it. We'll still talk about it here on the channel. Hit the sub button. Leave a comment down below so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos as we're on the road to Doomsday, Secret Wars, Marvel, Star Wars, DC, all of that stuff. We talk about it here on the channel on a daily, and ultimately, I absolutely loved Maul. I'd probably give the show an 8.5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments down below, of course. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn that bell on. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.